Brothers and sisters, we are back with another father and son discussion. Yes, Lord Lamont is here, finally. We can get situated so y'all can hear him. All right, say it again, Lord Lamont.
Happy Easter, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Yep.
Lamont here.
Yep, enjoy those families out there. And we finally back. Y'all been hearing me. I've been speaking on. He been working. He been taking care of his business. And
finally got off the streets, and we've been planning to do another podcast. We just both been busy.
Yeah.
It's been a pain in the ass trying to get to work and get home on time and figure all that shit out, from scratch. But thankfully, by the fucking hair on my chin, I'm all right. I'm still here.
And as it showed on the thumbnail, I was kind of showing him. We thought it was unique that on the thumbnail and that's a representation of going through the valley. And that's what we're going to speak on. The topic is, as you can see, will be in the title, blazing through the valley. And
life is such a journey, too.
Yeah, life is a journey. Enjoy the journey, as y'all hear me say all the time. And manifest great vision, whatever steps, we have to go through. Everybody's different strokes, different folks.
Everyone's experience is unique.
Have better vision. Yeah.
Do your best.
And how many years you been back in the mill town now? Let's bring the listeners up to speed. You ain't been on here in a while. My son and I reconnected.
So what? 5 years?
2018? Was it 2018?
Or 2019?
Okay, yeah. Was that 7 years?
Yeah.
Wow, it's been 7 years since you been back up here, Milltown.
Mm-hmm. No, I think 6 or 5.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, as I spoke on before, my son and I reconnected. We hadn't seen him actually since he was a little boy, so he moved back up here. What did you say, 28? Did you say 2018?
Yeah, I think it was like May 18th, 2018 or something.
So he's had challenges before now, but Milwaukee was kind of his valley, and he's conquered it. I told him he's a strong brother. Because Milwaukee is tough, and just my opinion. If you can make it, I say like cities like Chicago, New York, Milwaukee. These three cities, if you can make it in them three cities, you can make it anywhere. Because Milwaukee can be tough. Mm-hmm. Not that it's better than any other city or nothing like that, but it's a tough city.
It's got its own flavor, I love Milwaukee, but Milwaukee don't take no shit.
Oh yeah. So that's why I say you survive through the elements and everything, So we both know what it's like to be homeless. So yeah. Yeah, but he doing good now. Yep. So tell him some things you doing with the job. He working where I work. It's G Web. It's a restaurant slash cafe.
Just cooking comfort food.
Yeah, and you what you do on your on the job? I cook and I don't serve. I cook. So
I just cooked. I got to the point the other day. I had this day where literally, other than one person, every person that came in there cleared their plate.
Wow, that's dope.
I got to the point where I cook everything fucking perfect, even better than definitely absolutely one.
Because you take pride in what you do.
Exactly.
And I always try to get people to differentiate. It's not that you like kissing the job's butt. It's just something that you do. It's how you work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I like cooking good food for people.
And how you are, and when you put pride in what you do, it will show through your cooking. Or your job, how you work. Period. Yeah. Some people don't understand that. They just go in there, oh fuck this job, get something out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because there's plenty that you can get out of it. Yeah. And, I have my bad days. Some days.
What a man.
I'm glad that I have a really cool, like, my coworkers are, for the most part, pretty cool.
That does make a difference. So,
you know, we all kind of look out for each other, for real.
It was kind of, from the beginning, kind of was kind of a rough transition, wasn't it? Navigating, getting to know everybody and knowing the place.
Especially the one dude, but he's no longer there anymore.
Oh, the one that was, he was kind of causing trouble or something? Or?
Yeah, he was just, I don't know. He tried to start shit with me, kind of, in a way. Not really.
Why is there always one or two of them on a job?
I don't know.
If it's not a manager, luckily, you know, fortunately, we got some pretty good managers, so it's not coming from none of them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I think they're doing pretty good at, lately they've been kind of getting rid of the people that's kind of causing trouble. It's taking a while, but...
That's what Shelly and Heidi told me, too. They were like, because I was like, I'm the type of person, I go to work.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not really for all that drama.
Right.
And all that shit there. And
right.
All that. Like, I got to get a check. I need this money.
Right.
I'm trying to do the best job I can.
And it's already challenging enough trying to maintain yourself. You know, getting all these orders and cooking and stuff like that.
Like, I can't slack. If I do, shit'll get burnt. Shit'll be, people be, where's my food?
Right.
You know? Like, so, I got to maintain a certain, like, optimum workflow.
Right.
You know?
Right. So while we in this valley, Lord Lamont, seeking greater vision, what's some advice you would give people on jobs that maybe that are cooks or servers or got to work in the public? Like, do you get to listen to music at the web you work at? Okay, so
whatever music I want.
So people who don't have music, what's a good something like if they work at Walmart or any retail place, restaurant?
Oh, retail would be
or service
terrible,
job,
especially like Walmart.
What's some advice you could give them that would center them, that can keep them, you know, not getting triggered by, you know, maybe a rowdy customer or, you know, the downtrodden of the job? What's some advice you could probably give to
keep a daily goal and a long-term goal in mind, you know, like, especially when shit starts to get tough, like, remind yourself what you're doing it for, what you're in it for.
Right. It's not the end all be all.
Exactly, and you're not just spinning your wheels or anything like that, you know. A lot of people in today's society, I guess it has to do with society, I think a lot of people aren't following their dreams.
Right.
And some people get this, like, skewed view.
Right. And I would say another...
Excuse me.
I would say another thing that's a good advice. Look for the people that you meet. Sometimes you might run across a blessing. Because that's another good thing. We talked about this, about meeting people sometimes.
Yeah, like your tribe.
That could be your outlet for maybe later down the road when you retire or something. Because I've met people like, here recently I was talking to an employee, this guy that owns a wrecking yard, a junkyard or whatever. I was like, I put that in the back of my little mental file. Like, maybe that's something I can do. When I retired, then I told you about me volunteering at the school. That's something I could do when I retire. We just gotta, we don't know if they're gonna come into fruition, but, you know, we put them in the plans. You know, we at least consider it, think about it. Why not? Right. So, yeah, you right. You just gotta think beyond the job, more or less, is what you're saying. Yeah, just have other goals and don't get so wrapped up in the job. You know, try exercising, because sometimes it is. That's why I say being positive is a practice. It ain't something that you floating on this cloud and hey everybody and the Lord loves us, and every day ain't like that, because we don't know how people feel within.
Right, we might wish it to be like that.
Like
exactly, you know.
Because you've been at Webb's.
Going through something.
How long you been back at Webb's now? It's probably been
almost 4 months.
4 months. And Webb's, G-Webb, I call it G-Webb's, but it's George Webb's here in Milwaukee. And it's the only city it's ever in, which is kind of unique. And so you hear me say G-Webb's, that's what we're talking about. I work there, my son now works there too. So
it's like a diner that serves comfort food.
Yeah.
Kind of like Denny's.
It's a good place. It can be, like you said, it has its good days and its bad days, but it's a pretty good restaurant, and people love that food. So, but how long you say you worked there again? 'Cause I was going to make a point.
About 4 months.
4 months? That's been 4 months? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you've been there long enough. Are you able to feel like because I don't know the web you work at. I've never been there. How's the kitchen position? Can you see people walking in?
It's way smaller than yours. Yours is huge compared to mine.
Oh, okay. You know, that's their baby. You know, North, that's their baby there.
Yeah.
That's the money maker.
I can tell. That's the nice one. That's where
they'll never want to close it. Like, we ain't know. We go there. Nobody coming in there. Y'all keeping that damn stove open. Nah, but can you, when you cook, can you see people coming in? Can you see the door? Okay. Have you been there long enough where you can feel how people are? Sometimes you can almost know how they gonna be when they walk in, or a server comes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or a server always come tell you, these people been getting on my damn nerves.
Type shit, right?
So it's like, so you able to do that? You can feel how people.
Yeah, I know like who's gonna tip good and who isn't, and like who's gonna cause drama. I'm working third shift, so there's like a lot of drunk people and shit.
Get any petty
for
people?
For the most part, they're cool.
Is a burnt mark on my egg? Is a brown mark? Yeah.
A couple people when I first started, but
I overlook people like that. Exactly. Like I can tell who's like got a legitimate mistake I might have made, and somebody who just being petty. I can tell the difference. Those I ignore. Yep. That's why I say people who got music, hey, that's my centering. That's my advice. I would say people, you listen to music. That'll take your mind away from what you're doing.
Absolutely,
I flow. When I play, I told you I play instrumentals, hip hop instrumentals. Man, I turn on my hip hop instrumentals. I don't give a damn. It be old people. I don't care. But I don't play no cussing or nothing. I play appropriate things. Well, there ain't no words in it anyway. But if I do play something with words, it's something clean, or I type in clean version.
Right.
Yeah. But most of the time, I play jazz too. I play something everybody can listen to. But when I'm busy, I gotta hear hip hop. Cause that gets me grooving.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I had a DoorDasher come in. He said, "Man, you can work and play music at the same time." I said, "Yeah, what's so hard about that?" He just thought that was. He was sitting there looking at me like, "Damn, dude, back there flowing," and I be focused.
That's wild. That's so easy. Yeah, that puts me in mode.
And I be focused. I ain't got time to talk. Don't come talk to me when I'm. Me and you talked about this. Don't come talk to me when I'm cooking. Leave. Let me.
Oh, I hate that.
Cause I'm focused. I'm trying to get this done. Yeah. People like, "Hey, Eric, I just throw it the peace sign." Yeah, so that's our valley. We talking about working the jobs and just trying to thrive in life, because we don't say survive.
Living.
I don't say survive. I say thrive. You say what?
Living,
living.
Thriving, living.
Yeah. So we just wanted to share our experiences on the job, and that's why I wanted to ask him, some advice I had about, ways to center ourselves on these jobs, because we know how it can be. It can be crazy, customer, but let's not focus so much on that though. We have good times too, because I had some good times at the job and some good customers. Yeah.
Me too.
So,
and when you get the right crowd of people in there and the vibes are just nice, it's a good time.
And I could say it's more good people than bad every now and then, but most of the time it's pretty decent people. They're regulars, retired people who retired. Man. That's what I see at my webs. Do you see a lot of old
like partiers, a lot of
That's right, because you third shift. Yeah. So you get some regulars that come in there every night. Got to know you.
Just
and stuff.
About, yeah.
That's dope.
Like Walter, he's pretty cool.
You ain't heard nobody say, "You look like Eric." You know Eric? You related to Eric Palmer?
Just Shelly.
They probably still amazed. Is that Eric clone? No. Yeah, that's dope though. Who would have thought? Ain't that something? That's what the valley is all about. You never know what's gonna happen in the valley.
It's funny like that.
I want to talk a little hip hop. I do want to talk more about. Let's see. Let's touch on a little bit more about what does blazing through the valley mean to you? What does that mean to you? I mean, everybody listening.
Believing in yourself. Not giving up, continuing forward even if it's tough.
Now, when do you feel you out of the valley? We all know what the valley is when we're going through our transformation. When you feel like,
I guess when I'm content in who I am and where
so you at that space now. So now you at your vision. You've came through the valley. Now you into greater vision, because you ain't so stuck in, you got
the
your
rat race or whatever.
Right. For one, you got a stable place. You and your girl somewhat got things stable, so that's one less thing to think
Thank
about.
God.
Yeah. So now we on to the greater vision. Yep. And I had mind, body, and soul. One can't work without the other. Me and you talked about that on the father-son discussion. And strength of a righteous psyche, which is the center of everything. Every battle we'll ever fight in our life. That's where it happens.
It all kind of starts in the mind, it's all metaphysical, and then stuff gets, things that we don't agree on, or that we don't like about the world, or that we disagree with, whatever, that voices itself.
Yeah. And you know what I noticed about, because a lot of us have been under a spell, the sways of the world and stuff like that. People like me and you say, because we talk and we think about things and we listen to speakers on YouTube and stuff like that.
Right.
But some people, they listen to some of us and they miss the message. You know what I mean? They too busy looking at the numbers and if we're cool or if we're doing what other people are doing and all that. That's what I get with some of those negative comments when they do come through. It's like, y'all missing the whole message. You know what I'm saying? You so busy. Oh, these dudes ain't doing like this, or we ain't got some certain celeb on our banner or some crap like that.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in like the societal aspect.
Right.
Of things.
Right. I at least try it. I don't just say, well, he ain't talking about that. No, she ain't talking about that. And I listen to the person, whether it's in real life or online, and I see what they talking about, and I take it from there. I don't, because everybody got their own experiences they've been through. I mean, I used to always say, it's always something that one brother has that another brother don't have. It's always something one sister have or woman that another woman don't have. It's always something that somebody else know how to do that another one don't. That's how the great
love yourself.
Right.
That's one of the things that makes.
And it comes from love. Right. It has to come from loving yourself. Yeah. That's where divine designed us. Everybody to have different gifts, different experiences, different insight. And it all fit together like a puzzle. But therefore, it's left it up to us. That's why it gave us free will. But it also gave us consequences, So good things can come, but not without work. Right. Not without putting in that work, especially within ourselves. And that's the psyche, what we talking about. Strength. Man. All right. Yeah. Well, let me see. I think I'm going to play a couple songs, get LAMONT a break, and we're going to come back. Say what?
Can I get another beer, please, Bob?
Do you have to say that on the mic?
Oh, my bad. No. Well, we're adults here. We're all adults.
Yeah.
Here, everybody.
Yeah. Well, it's only 5%. It really ain't even it's not even that. It's just water with flavor.
Yeah.
That's all it is. 5%. Yep. It ain't even, I wouldn't even consider it beer. It's not even beer.
Light beer.
Yeah. Yep. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Yep. I'm going to play this song I had that I wanted to play. Let's see.
Which song is this?
The first one is going to be Help My People.
Nice.
And the second one is a Salute to That Divine.
I don't know if I've heard these.
You might not have.
The titles don't sound familiar.
Yep, I got to fix everything. Get everything positioned. Yep, and we'll be back, brothers and sisters, and we're going to talk some more. I want to talk some hip-hop with Lord LAMONT, see what's the latest on hip-hop. And I'll probably speak on a quote I spoke here recently, what Dame Dash said, and we'll lead off of that. We're going to speak a little hip-hop. I'm going to discuss some hip-hop heavy hitters that I've done. I just told him, but I don't know if he's seen him. We're just going to touch on hip-hop a little bit, and, like we said on the title, we're going through that valley. But once we get through that, once we blaze through the valley, man, we can get to that greater vision. That's, man, unto my vision in ourselves, our families, and just a overall better life, even before we get to the deep spiritual. So, and I want to help one's people the best way I can, just like people who help me, family, brother, sister, general. All right. Be back after this. Me and Lord LAMONT. Father-son discussion. Be back, generals. Help my people.
My soldiers and soldieress. Help my people, keep them from evil. All I want to do is just help my people, keep them from evil divine. All I want to do is just help my people, keep them from evil. All I want to do is just help my people, keep them from evil divine. Make sure we make it through a year, me and you. Just take a look around, it's too much to lose. Good relation, education, make it out without a bruise. work to be done. It's too much to do. And watch our kids while they in these schools. Sick and tired of bullshit, no longer fool. We live by principles and not no rules. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil divine. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil divine. Make sure we get a rest and just do our best. Protect oneself and ready for any test. I haven't always been like this, I must confess. And this not checkers, this is chess. I know we hear this again and again. We gotta take the time and just go within. Be thankful for family and good friends. And we just rise, keep our eyes open wide. And gotta stay up in this fight. And keep doing right and stay purified. And so dang wise, we got that divine. And yeah, we protect it and never compromise. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil divine. Keep them from evil divine. Yeah, EBX. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil. All I wanna do is just help my people, keep them from evil divine.
All right, brothers and sisters. Yeah. All right, we're gonna play another one. Let me see. Gotta get to it. I do this now. I do this on my speeches now. I had those songs. I play songs now. Something different, you know.
You gotta switch it up.
That's cool. Cause people get, talking get a little boring. People get do get a little. I try to, do something to keep the listeners
keep it fresh,
tuned in. Yeah. All right. So this one is Salute to That Divine, which has done so much in our lives. I don't put nothing above that great divine. Real talk. All right. We'll be back after this, and we're gonna speak on some more about we out the valley. Now we just gonna stick to greater vision. We out the valley.
Climbing the mountain.
Right. So. We back after this. Salute to that divine.
Salute.
Brothers and sisters, never forget what that greater creator, the higher force, has done in our lives. Always give honor. Salute to that divine, that putting great things in my mind. Salute to that divine, making sure my family fine. Salute to that divine, that putting great things in my mind. Salute to that divine. It's a way of life. When I write, I do my own thing and I don't fight. I spiritual thoughts day and night. Higher self, I take in flight. I can't hold back, I'm about to ignite. Don't care who wrong or who right. Disagree to agree and keep it tight. And stay in this fight. A knowledge of self, I keep in sight. Never fold, gotta be bold. Can be bought or be sold. Money won't come, need your soul. Stay on your throne. Stress, connect to the best, sisters and bros, high vibration, that's my aim, that's what I feel, this ain't no game. Salute to that divine, putting great things in my mind. Salute to that divine, making sure my family fine. Salute to that divine, and putting great things in my mind. Salute to that divine. One don't care of what they say, because I live this every day. A spiritual growth is the only way. A strong foundation can be faced. Dropping these jewels, why I lay. And fuck the fame or getting paid. I gotta be a soldier in this life. But guess what, brothers, you don't get played. Yeah. That divine, and putting great things in my mind. Salute to that divine. So my family fine. Salute to that divine, putting great things in my mind. I said salute to that divine. Me and Lord Lamont doing fine. Salute to that divine, the higher force, the higher self. That's what we gotta focus on in life. We're always a scene. Salute to that divine, putting great things in my mind. Salute to that divine.
Me and Lord Lamont, yeah, doing fine. That's right. We ain't playing, y'all. We ain't playing. Oh. Salute. Lamont was over there just grinning and what the hell? That's dope, man. That's what you said, Lamont.
I
didn't
never
hear
heard that one. That's
I
hadn't heard either of those.
I told you, boy, your pops be getting busy.
Yeah, you can be dropping them jewels like a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, your pop's been writing rhymes since the fucking 90s.
Damn. Yeah, you done mastered it. They say it takes the average person 7 years or 10,000 hours to master something, which on average is about 7 years.
And you know what really encouraged me and sparked me to really do music is when this brother told me I could carry a melody. Ever since then, that inspired me, and that was
you really can.
That was that's when that was a little bit before 2000, no, right around 2000, somewhere around there. We was working at a hotel. I'll never forget it.
Nice.
And he was real honest. I like the way he did it. I spoke on this before on one of these podcasts, but he's like, you ain't a singer. He said I knew how to carry a melody. He said I knew how to make a song sound good.
Yeah, you always.
I was like, dang, man,
that's
thanks.
Something I noticed from like since day one is you always use your own flows.
Yeah.
I've never once heard you like rhyming somebody else's like rhyme scheme.
Well, I tried not to, Yeah.
Cat.
And you can go ham. Shit, you went ham on that young Lord, young Mogo. Mm-hmm. Shit, you went ham. I want to hear more of that, but more positive though, with that same energy. Cause you went in, you went ham on that fucking song.
Definitely,
straight up, you did. You was like, cause I spoke on you and I did a tribute to Tech Nine. And I think I mentioned you in that podcast, and I think I put that song on the end screen. And I spoke on how you, in that song, you had that same energy, like Tech Nine and Hobson. You had that same energy. Both I was like, my son got, and he can, because I spoke on artists that can rap fast.
Yeah.
And I said, my son, he can rap fast. He can go.
What's crazy is that second and third part of that song was a freestyle. Like I started out writing it, and then I was like feeling it and feeling the beat.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go off.
Yeah.
And I did. And that shit was
and aren't those moments beautiful?
Yeah, because you really learn a lot about yourself in those moments.
And those are some of like your best like lyrics and songs when they're would you say you freestyled it? Because you freestyled it, came off the cuff.
Yeah, because it's so pure, it's like just honest, pure expression of self.
And you couldn't go back and recopy it if you wanted to, because it was too authentic. If you try to go back and do it again, it'd be all
I'd have
weird.
To punch in, and it wouldn't sound the same.
Yep. That's the beautiful thing about it.
I'd be better off finding another beat that makes me feel like, oh shit, inspired like that, and then just spit on that one.
That's because you're a visionary, and I spoke on that, how being able to go off the cuff, whether it's hip hop or you're able to speak just your mind off the cuff and not miss a beat. That's a gift. Absolutely, to be able to do that. Yeah. So
right, that's like apparently some people can't work and listen to music. Some people can't walk and chew bubblegum.
Right. That's true. I think that's true alignment when you can do that, when you can coordinate your body. And it's not impossible. Many of historians and philosophers have showed us, from Bruce Lee to Malcolm X and many others, sisters too, male and female, have went way beyond the human body. That's I mean, I hate to be like trying to sound all cosmic, but I want to know that part. I don't want to just be, regular. I want to, you know what I'm saying? There's so many things that our body can do. And I was like, I always explain.
So many phenomenal things.
Right.
Like,
and anybody can have it.
Sit idly by. Exactly. Anyone has the potential.
That's the great gift divine has given everybody. It's just a matter of us tapping into it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's out there. Yeah. And that's why I spoke on the valley, and that's why I put that on the banner, because I think that's the reason why I didn't put the picture of the desert. I don't know, it looked daunting and kind of sad and lonely.
The valley's much more positive too, because it's like evergreen, it's lush,
Yeah.
Like warmer.
Yeah. So I thought I'd show the sky, because it can't rain all the time. Sometimes it's just like it's beautiful here in Milltown, by the way. Right now it's beautiful outside. Yeah,
it's a lovely day.
I need to get my ass out, real talk. But we needed to do this.
For sure.
Yeah. I at least want to take a picture Maybe I can take a picture and put that on the thumbnail instead of that desert thing. I was gonna put.
Milwaukee is beautiful. I mean, it's the cream city. If you notice, we have like unique architecture. It's really a one of a kind city. It doesn't. There's not another city that looks like
Right.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna take a picture of my son and I, and that'll be the thumbnail. But it'll still be the same title, you know, blazing through the valley and coming out with greater vision. And he explained what he thought the valley was. The valley is, like he said, you know, just we go through that transformation in our life, go through those ups and downs, and we done with the woulda, coulda, shouldas, as I like to say. All right, I want to speak on a little bit of hip hop. I'm gonna let me see. Oh, we good. All right, I want to speak on a little bit of hip hop. What anything new? Cause I don't know much about your generation of hip hop. Anything new that you?
TK beat one of his charges, but got sentenced 50.
What's his name again?
For murder, or no, 80. TK.
Is he a known artist? Cause I don't know.
Yeah, he was one of the first like crash out young niggas to blow up and like be on the run with a hit single, like guns blazing, and ended up getting caught by the feds.
Why is these rappers always getting anything positive from any new artist that you can think of that's not caught up in jail or nothing?
Young Thug's out, YNW Melly's out.
Just do anything positive?
I don't know about what YNW Melly's up to, or Young Thug actually. I know he was recently seen at like Sexy Red's birthday party or something.
Well, wah wah wah. All right, I want to read what Dame Dash. These young artists, boy, I tell you, I'm gonna read something Dame Dash said. I read this on the last podcast, but this is something young brothers and older brothers need to hear. All right. Salute Dame Dash for blazing through his valley, because we know he'd have been through it. All right. We are the CEO of our life. Hire and fire and promote people accordingly. So that was some dope stuff from him.
That's profound.
Yeah. You know how you see those little pictures with the little yellow stamp on them, had the little sands on them? Yeah, I see one on like Cat Williams, 50 Cent. So be the CEO of your life. Nobody can control you. Yep. And let me see. Let's talk about the power of the human spirit. Let me see. And how it's not impossible if we tap into it. You know, we have ancestors. I spoke on how our ancestors built the pyramids. You know, we can speculate and scientists can say this, that, and the third, but would really never really know how they built the pyramids.
Right.
We have to literally.
There's too many plausible and rational possibilities.
Yeah.
Like we've seen magnetism being like used in a possible way. It could have been a spaceship. It could have been aliens. And
you know how many layers of consciousness, and mystical things we have to go through to get even close to how they were to build. That's why we'll never know, because it's so much shit that happened to us as humans. It's so hard for us to tap into that deep spiritual part of us. You know what I mean? It's not easy. We can be, oh yeah, I'm spiritual and I'm uplifting and I'm with the universe. We can talk that shit all day long, right. But it's easier said than
start experiencing it.
Yeah, and see, right. And before civilization, I'm just speaking off opinion and theory. Before civilization and buildings and lights and all that shit, they tapped into something that I don't know if we ever tap into. That's what I said.
They had mastered quantum mechanics.
That's it. Say it again. Mind, body, and soul. Say everything you just said again.
Quantum mechanics. They had mastered quantum mechanics, metaphysics, and the complete understanding of the mind, body, and soul in harmony to existence. A lot of people think that the Egyptians had advanced technology too, and Atlantis was there at a time too.
So and I think about things like that. It's like I want that. I want to be able to like damn near see the future. You know, so anticipation, prevention, man.
There's so many variables. You know, what does the future hold? It is
in so many ways.
Fascinating.
And you know what's a lot of us don't realize, in so many ways we can if we pay attention to our dreams. I always tell people to look up their dreams. Right. That's a little.
That's the universe, like, and God speaking to you.
You can almost anticipate things. How many times we had deja vu? I mean, come on.
I've straight up had premonitions.
Right.
Like, straight up seen visions of shit. Like, and then it start to happen. I'd be like, oh shit, I'm having deja vu. Do this and do this, and like I've saved people's lives before, a person's life.
It's something. It's like a some kind of aura, some kind of spirit comes over you. It's like you like, okay, what? It's like your brain going this way, but your spirit said no. I said do this. That's kind of like what it's like having deja vu.
Yeah, and I think that's where like the struggle of like man versus like whatever, I forget
that other side, the other world. Yeah, it's like
I think that's where it comes from, because that's where like self doubt comes from and all this. Like we often like will fault ourselves for not automatically knowing it all,
and we think things are random. You know, I always say, and you heard me say that I don't go for coincidences anymore. You know, everything happens for a divine reason in its place and in its time. You know, but you have to really be in tune and be aware of yourself and of the world and the universe and God and all that. You have to really be in tune and not playing. You know what I'm saying? To see little amazing things that me and you are talking about. You know,
synchronicity. So, I mean, you got to be in harmony with the universe. You can't take it. Like,
which is not easy.
It's not something you can like brag and lie about. And
right.
Like, that defeats the whole purpose.
Yep. So I want to read The Power and see. I'm gonna read this and then we'll speak a little more and then we can go and salute the brothers and sisters on. I'm unattached Lord Lamont. I got him under in prison right now in divine prison. No, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read this. The benefits of having the power of the human spirit. Okay, the power of the human spirit refers to the resilience, determination, and courage that enables individuals to overcome challenges, persevere through adversity, and achieve their goals. It's a source of hope, which I don't like that word, hope.
I like faith better.
Yeah.
Hope seems kind of like defeating.
Yeah. And inspiration, fueling both personal and social progress. Yeah. So, you know, nothing is, when a person is determined and they setting a goal and they let nothing get, it's nothing more powerful than the human spirit. And you know what's a movie that's a good example of that? And, you know, I know movies ain't the place to get answers, but you can draw energy from it. That movie called War of the Worlds with what's the white dude that played in that?
Tom Cruise?
Yeah. And
that was actually a remake. There's like an older
from
like the 50s.
That's kind of an example. Remember how he ended up killing all those alien monsters, whatever the hell they were. Remember they ended up catching him. He went up in there and he let the grenade go off and they all ended up dying. That's the kind of it's like we can be, let me see, how can I explain it? Like he didn't know he was gonna be able to kill all of them.
It was like the pressure and
it's almost
genuine like need for survival.
Right.
You know, like triggered his brain into like overdrive, you know.
It's almost like
intervention in a way. Sometimes.
Like ignorance can hurt us, but sometimes it almost helps us. Cause in that movie, his ignorance is kind of what shut those monsters down. Or not that, I wouldn't say his ignorance. I would say him
not giving up.
And his daughter. Remember he had that thing took his daughter. Yep.
That was when he went badass.
Yeah. And remember how him and his son didn't have a real good relationship.
Right.
And I'm telling you, my favorite scene in that whole movie is when he had to let his son go. And his son was mad and he wanted to get back at them aliens and shit. He wanted to go see what the soldiers was doing. Yeah. He said, you can hate me, but I love you. You don't have to do this. Man, that's the most powerful scene. He's like, you gotta let me go, Dad. You gotta let me go, Dad. And he slowly, and his hands went off his legs and he just watched his son. It's like, damn. And he didn't know if he was gonna see him again. Right. I almost wanted to cry on that scene, real talk. And then, you know, throughout the movie, remember he was crying because he thought his son might have been dead. And remember the dude that was running from the aliens. Remember the dude that was living in the basement.
Yeah.
Said, hey, down here.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. And when they're hiding and shit.
Yeah. Remember he had to kill dude because dude went crazy. Yeah. He had to kill him. He went through some shit, didn't he? But he made it all the way back to where them kids, where his grandmother was, and the stepdad and the mom. He made it through all that shit and brought his daughter back. And lo and behold, there his son was. He thought his son was dead. Yep. Remember how he looked at him?
Yeah.
It's like, he had to look at him for a minute, like, dang, you alive? Like, what the hell? No.
Right. It's almost like waking up from
a
dream.
Yeah. That I love that part of that movie.
Yeah, no, Tom Cruise acted the fuck out of that movie.
He did. He was an asshole in the movie, wasn't he?
Yeah,
in the beginning, he's kind of an asshole. Mm-hmm. He had an engine in the kitchen. Remember that? Yep. Yeah, but I'm just using that movie as an example of. I think that's real. I think it's more than just a movie. I think a human spirit, when it's determined, especially when it got something to do with loved ones, you hurt some, like you can, like let's say like a mother, like you do something all day long to a mother, but fuck with a mother's kids. Man, bring the beast out in her.
Right.
She could be the most docile, kind person, but mess with one of her damn kids.
Right.
Kill your ass.
Go crazy.
And that's what I'm talking about. The human spirit, man. So, and that I'm just using.
Indomitable humans.
Yeah. And I brought that movie up and all that because we all have it. You know, it don't mean, and when I say we see people that's aware and maybe speaking in the world or online, I don't mean that they special. They just took the time to know themselves. They love themselves, you know. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are trying to teach others.
That should be celebrated, I think.
Yeah. I started to title that this. I'm stuttering. I started to make that the title of this podcast. I was going to say celebrate life. I started to use that, but I kept it as blazing through the valley. You know, because you got to go through that valley. You know, you got to get through a little bit of the madness.
Got to go through the valley.
Yeah, to get to the goodness. But it's all worth it, you know.
Absolutely.
Especially when you don't hurt nobody along the way.
Right, yeah. And never give up.
Yeah.
And just be good, you know, be a good person.
Yeah, because one thing everybody remember that Great Divine knows we're human. You know what's better than we know ourselves. As well as Mother Nature and the universe. So it knows our heart. So it knows the fumbles we're going to go through. But it also know the good things we're going to get to. So, because the divine got it set up for us, you know. Yeah. Give us free will, but not without the consequences. Because I don't like when people throw that around. God give me free will. Yeah, and I always like to say, got to put a little tough truth in there. I also like to say, dummy, it gives us consequences too, good or bad. So, you know, that's what for Christians who just living on this cloud, you know, there's reality out here, you know. Never get lost in a false sense of reality. Danger.
Right. You got to stay grounded in reality.
Yep. And that's why you have like people who don't care and evil and they're stuck in that valley. And it's sad in some cases. You know, I call it a hamster on the wheel waiting for that pellet.
Sad.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that was that's all I had. And, you know, anything. Want to give them some more positive before we get on up out of here? And
Happy Easter, everybody. Have a great celebration and a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
And tell them get out that valley.
Get out your valley. Keep going. Don't give up.
Yeah, explore things, you know.
Yeah, think about shit.
Even though Lord Lamont and I have been through things, one thing I can say, even though it might have been easy, it might not have been by choice, but we both have traveled. He has seen different things, and that's good. Even if it wasn't so good, you know, you moved around.
I take the good with the bad.
You moved around. A lot. Yeah, because you got people, man, that's grew up in places and never left, never seen outside of where they live.
I could never imagine.
And that ain't good, you know. Right. That's how you learn stuff. Yeah, that's something Malcolm X that's something he taught. He said explore different cities. He said travel, learn things, meet different people, different cultures, you know, so you can learn stuff. So, yeah, so that's what it's all about, getting about that valley. Learn things and do better the best way we can. Celebrate the small victories. And we will eventually have greater vision because it all starts with a thought and visualize it, you know. Speak it into existence. Even if we think we don't see a way, see it anyway. Like I want to retire at 70. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to put it out there. You know, I'm going to set that blueprint. Right. I'm going to do what I got to do. Right. I ain't going to just sit back. Like you said, what you said a few minutes ago, what hope sound like.
Like defeating.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do, sit around and, you know, I don't know if I'm going to retire, so I guess I won't. No.
No, have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
That you will retire.
Do with what we can while we. Yeah, do what we can, what we got. Control what we can control. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just running off the mouth. I'm excited because I've been missing doing this with him, you know, so. And I'm sure some of the listeners probably want to hear it.
Me too. It's been too long since we had a podcast.
Yeah, it's good. All right, give him one most positive thing, Lamont, and I know you. And I'm gonna sign us on out of here. All right.
Always believe in yourself, you know, explore your hobbies and interests, you know, explore yourself.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right. This has been another father and son discussion. And, you know, try our best to blaze through that valley, brothers and sisters, man. Man, I know we all have challenges. Me and Lord Lamont do too. That's why we talking now. That's why y'all hear me say self-therapy if we can. You know, if you can't, get help. If you can't help yourself, get help. You know, maintain, especially if we got children, family, significant other. All right, get out that valley. Greater vision. And this has been EBX Cares and
Lord Lamont.
Yep, and we'll catch y'all on the next father and son discussion. And thank you. Stay cool out there. Stay great, brother, sister, family.
Easter.
Yep, general, family. Salute y'all. Stay great.
Leave the bathroom.
Listen.